Yo Leute, was geht und herzlich willkommen zu diesem neuen Video. Sumoslap Ist Tot und vieles weitere erfahrt ihr in diesem neuen Video.
Oh my God, if I die, I'm the legend when they lay me down to rest.
That's right. Coming up pretty soon.
Jetzt kommen Balance Changes. Was sagt ihr zum Update bisher? Ohne die Balance Changes?
Welcome to the Season 2 Mid-Season Update. While hearing about the many changes and bug fixes that we have for you today, please keep in mind that the game is a balance, is the sum of all parts. Taking any one of these changes in vacuum may paint an inaccurate picture. We'd like to encourage you to play the game with fresh eyes.
10 von 10, 7 von 10.
Time to feel out how all the puzzle pieces fit together. We'll continue to watch you play.
W, 7 von 10.
As we always
Squads
do,
kommt ja
we'll
auch.
work hard to bring the game into a harmonious state. Thanks for being a part of this journey with us.
Yeah. So for my part of this spiel, while many of these changes were directly inspired by community feedback, please remember you don't have to agree with every change we make. Not every change is going to be aimed at you or your playstyle.
Mal gucken, was jetzt kommt, ob Sumo und Shoksum genervt wird. Mal gucken.
Please keep in mind that changes later on this list may affect how you feel about things you hear earlier in the presentation. It's a sum of all parts. Be patient. And let's begin right here with the most controversial change on today's list. We're going to start with that one.
Most controversial change.
A lot of players are going to instantly cheer for this change. Some may feel more uncertain about it. And in our internal testing, even the harshest naysayers about this change came around on it pretty quickly. And we strongly feel that it makes the game more thoughtful and interesting. Normally we'd show this change later in the show and kick off the show by showing you more of the things you were asking for. But in this case, I think this change is so important to be aware of as you hear about the rest of the list.
Der wichtigste Change.
So, Keenan, go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so the wall splat unification changes in 2.0 have made it much easier to understand the combo limits presented in the game. However, we feel that this change has made long combos much too common and easy to extend. As a result, the following changes have been made.
Yeah, we lowered the wall splat limit to 2. It was 3. So now the second wall splat is going to end any combo. Let's take a look. 1 wall splats. 2 wall splats. Combo is over. So, if you want to get those extensions with Charge Chop, you still get them. You just got to do it after the first wall splat.
Ich habe nur noch 2 Wallsplates.
A little trickier if you're super far from the wall.
Das heißt keine langen Kombos mehr.
So if I were to do Irish Whip towards the wall,
Irish Whip ist 1.
Do this to make the confirm really
2.
easy, but that won't work anymore. So you're gonna have to make that decision a lot earlier.
Weiß ich nicht. Ist das gut?
Still very possible, but you gotta be a little more on your toes about it. So
keine krassen Kombos mehr, ne?
Against long combos, but this is a situation that made long combos way too common and way too easy. The second wall splat
just gut?
Just made it way too simple.
Das schlecht?
Position for a charge chop and just keep it going and going and going. Led to a lot of stamina breaks and things that were just way too easy to get off of some of the most dangerous and quick moves in the game, like Irish Whip. So one other thing we did.
Ich glaube, das wird halt Vicious Mist gut machen, die einfach reinknallen ohne Wallsplates.
So you're going to do a lot more damage on your follow-ups after a wall splat than you used to, which is
okay, meisten finden es gut.
Are the Crushers. Let me do Diamond Crusher here.
Ja, man muss halt das Spiel so komplett verändern. Komplett.
Diamond Crusher's base damage, as we all know, is 316. No particular reason for that.
Okay.
And if I wall splat Keenan and then do my Diamond Crusher, I'm going to get 284, which is pretty high. So it's not a big hit. It used to do quite a bit less than that. It would do 25% less instead of 10% less. So the damage is still up there. I think it's really.
Wenn man Voicepad-Kombos macht, macht man 25% weniger Damage.
Yeah, this is better. There's still lots of really cool.
Ja, für Pros ist das scheiße, für schlechte Spieler gut.
This situation was just too common and a little too repetitive for our tastes. So
yeah,
that's
ja,
still
ohne
a controversial one.
Okay.
The Band-Aid is off on that one, and let's move on to the stuff you guys are actually asking for.
Weiß ich noch nicht, was ich davon habe.
Yeah. And something personally I'd like to add on for the folks, you know, when you say that, oh, the third party, the fourth party, the fifth party, the 40th party, you're getting that damage more up front now because of that change. So remember, sum of all parts.
True.
Keep that in mind. Get that damage up front so you can get back into the rotation.
Okay, jetzt geht's Third Party und so.
Now, onto the Sumoslap family.
Sumoslap.
Some nerfs to lower its overall utility.
Okay, Sumoslap wird genervt und gebufft.
It still has a valuable place in the game.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
Spybo, ich lade die Reaction morgen hoch. Kannst du sonst morgen alles nachsehen.
And then a buff, because we're trying to make sure that this has a good place in the game, and it's not just all nerfs. So Sumoslap had too much utility. It did everything other than damage. It's one of the fastest moves in the game that's not a chop. It's multi-hit, so it pairs really good with multi-hit perks. It can be kept relatively safe both on the ground and in the air. Does huge displacement, like really pushed people super far back. So that was really nice for knocking people off roofs.
Also Sumo wird einfach gebufft und genervt. Mal gucken.
Or, of course, getting a wall splat, which it did from a mile away, like farther than almost anything in the game other than like super kick. And it did massive stamina damage, so it could break your stamina for additional massive combos afterwards. So it didn't really matter that the damage was really low on Sumoslap. The other problem there too was, you know, when we did try lowering the damage, the final ring ended up being a lot of people using Sumoslap because it's such a high utility move and pairs with basically every build. And I would hit Keenan with Sumoslap, do 80 damage, and he would build so much super meter from getting hit by that he would just get a
Mal gucken, was die jetzt zu
Sumoslap
Sumoslap machen.
Heal it all back up, and we'd basically be trading Sumoslaps until one of us got DQ'd from a ring out. And that's not a great
Boah,
experience.
das Licht.
So,
Boah.
here's what we did. Keenan, what was the first change?
Yep. So, air Sumoslap will now use the ground bailout instead of the air bailout when attempting to bail out from the air.
That's correct.
What?
So it used to use the air dodge animation and let you kind of float around in the air. It was very hard to punish. And now it uses the ground dodge animations, so it feels much like most air strikes feel.
Okay,
Next up, the landing
hab ich nicht
recovery
verstanden.
time of the air
Animation.
Sumoslap now allows a bailout.
Animation
even on miss,
ist jetzt
following
die
the
Grundanimation
bailout
und nicht die
rule.
This is
Luftanimation.
already true of most strikes that use the ground bailouts in the air as well. So if I miss and then I land, I won't be stuck there anymore.
Nein,
I'll
nicht
still be able
gebufft,
to bail
Lukas.
out all the way to the end. So you can still really, you know, press people with this and use it offensively.
Obwohl
but
doch.
the way that people call out that dodge and punish
Wartet
it
ab,
is
wir
going to
gucken.
be a lot easier to understand, and you'll see it a lot more commonly.
Sumoslap can no longer cause a wall splat and will instead knock the victim down in front of you.
Excuse me?
Sumoslap kann nicht mehr
Let's see it in
Wallsplaten
action.
oder
Let's
was?
see what the knockdown looks like. That does not push nearly as far away and puts Keenan on his back immediately. And let's check it out against the wall. It can no longer wall splat at all, ever, no matter how close you are to the wall. This really changes the purpose of the move from being like this all-purpose starter,
Digga.
and, you know, health
Useless.
move to a thing that you kind of want to use to poke to wear people down.
Komplett
Get
useless.
some damage from it, but it's not going to leave
Also
it
gut,
without that
aber
stamina.
useless.
And it's usually something you're
Der
actually
fällt hin und man
combo
kann
if you have sadistic
nicht
moves.
Wallsplaten, egal was
This is a
passiert.
pretty big change for Sumoslap.
Sumo-Scheiße hört damit auf. Sumo ist damit raus.
And then now the last change. Damage from the final hit of Sumoslap has increased to, I'm going to list these out in common, rare, and epic, 80, 80, 100. And it was previously 40, 40, 60.
Right. So now instead of this being, you know, miserably low damage, damage
Wir
is
reden
actually
nach
good.
dem
It's
Stream
less
über
damage than
alles.
Your basic combo. So this is going to be like 150, and your Sumo slaps are going to be a little bit lower than that.
Okay.
But it's not so bad that you're not actually.
Aber wofür sollte man dann noch Sumoslap nutzen, wenn er selbst der normale Schlag besser ist?
Sumo slap fully charged. It's still going to do 100 on that final hit.
Mal gucken, was die mit
Yeah,
Chokes
that's a
machen,
pretty big
ne?
overhaul to the Sumo slap in our playtest.
Aber Leute, wir wollten das. Wir wollten doch, dass Sumo
Sumo
aufhört, Leute. Warum beschwert ihr euch alle? Ihr wolltet doch alle, dass Sumo aufhört, dass Sumo verschwindet.
It's more of a move people take because they need a fast strike.
Also Sumo ist jetzt definitiv nicht mehr OP.
Or whatever else. So, yeah, I think this will make a lot of people really happy.
Good callouts, and that concludes our Sumoslap changes.
Ja, Sumo ist
Next up, let's keep
hartgisch.
talking about how stamina damage works in the game. We've lowered spin kick stamina damage on hit to 18. It was 30.
Okay, Spin
And with the
Kick,
ability to
Stamina
use
Damage
this
ist
to start
genervt.
or extend a combo, it resulted in stamina breaks that came too often and too easily.
Yeah, the stamina damage on block is still the same as it was before. So any you know game feel you had for that is unchanged. Still, you can see I took a lot of.
Sumo ist jetzt auf jeden Fall nicht mehr gut, ne? Aber das wollten wir auch alle. Also, theoretisch.
And that's just going to reduce, you know, when you're getting several of these in a combo off of walls.
Weil jeder von uns wollte das. Sumo genervt. Ist passiert, sie haben auch auf uns gehört. Dürfen uns nicht beschweren, wir wollten, dass Sumo genervt wird. Chokes werden die auch safe nerven.
Next up,
Bestimmt, Chokeston macht, ist lang. Chokeston wird bestimmt langsamer und weniger Stamina Damage, kann ich mir vorstellen.
We've observed that there are too many common situations after high damage vicious attacks that allow a guaranteed dive follow-up without needing to bail out.
Okay, Dolphin Dive wieder
Lower
angepasst.
stamina use than expected for long combo loops.
Ja, wir reden danach nochmal.
We've adjusted the recovery time for the attacker and victim after the Crusher family, Azuna Drop family, Chokeslam family, and Tackle family to remove the possibility of a guaranteed dive family or elbow follow-up without using a bailout. In some cases, even after a bailout, you will not get a guaranteed follow-up.
All right, let's check it out. I got Azuna Drop. That's one of the families that has less knockdown time. So I'm going to go for an elbow drop right after this lands. Keenan's going to try to escape it. And he gets
Jemand steht schneller auf.
So we'll do the same thing with Dolphin Dive. See if we can get a Dolphin Dive after this. That's a no-go.
Okay.
What we really like about Dolphin Dive is this. We love you being able to do this.
Okay, das geht
That's
noch.
great. I missed the follow-up there for some reason. But what we didn't really like was that, you know, your grab ender also became your starter and led right back into...
Okay, Dolphin geht also nur noch nach so einer Dreier-Kombo, Dreier-Schlag-Kombo.
Is we've taken a bunch of these moves that would slam you on the ground and let you pick somebody right back up, and made it so that it's harder to get that follow-up, but you may still be able to get it with a bailout in some cases. So let's try that and see if we can get that with good.
Ja, Dolphin auch quasi tot. Maybe.
Go for it right away. I didn't get there.
Okay,
in time.
das
I think I
klappt
need
nicht.
a wall for this one, so let me try taking him towards the wall. Whoops, I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, okay, I made it in time. So that's touchy, but you can do it. You just need the bailout.
Das geht, das
It's gonna add
funktioniert
more
nicht
stamina
mehr.
cost to that whole sequence
Das
if you
funktioniert
go
nicht
for it.
mehr.
And let's check that out on tackles.
Moin Quick Chavits, ich lade die nächsten 2 Tage Video über Balance Change und Video über alle Änderungen hoch. Sehr viel Neues, ja.
Keenan's able to get up in time. We'll do it again. I'll go for the
Kannst du
Dolphin
morgen
Dive
auf
right
YouTube
away.
sehen.
Not able to get there in
Okay,
time.
Dolphin
but
auch
if I am
tot.
willing to spend a little bit more stamina and use that bailout, I can definitely get him. So it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment if you're a Dolphin Dive user. All the combos starting from
Atomic
Dolphin
Punch
Dive
ist
are
nicht tot,
gonna be
Atomic
the
Punch
same,
ist geil.
but the ones that start from a grab that lead into Dolphin Dive are going to be harder unless you use bailouts and have good positioning. But it's still going to be really useful for picking up your teammates.
Die Meta wird sehr interessant, weil alles was stark war bisher ist jetzt tot.
Keenan, can you walk us through that one?
Yeah, so the
Uppercut
dive-
wird bestimmt
dive
sehr stark
family
sein.
changed, combo scaling value was from 0.75 to 0.6. The rewards for these combos were still a bit too high, which could make the dive family hard to pass up in pretty much most builds.
Ich bin sehr gespannt, was sie zu Chokeslam machen wollen.
Doing base damage of 265 here, and if we start this
Izuna. Man kann halt Follow-upen,
quite a
ne?
bit less from the follow-up.
Man kann Follow-upen.
So little bit less severe on the damage. Still really good.
Es wird sich auf jeden Fall sehr viel
adding
ändern.
damage
Sehr,
and
sehr
going into a
viel.
Displacement move and trying to get somebody out of the ring, but these combos just cost a bit more stamina now if you want to do them kind of in the reverse order of Ender into starter, if that makes sense.
Cool.
Der neue Move OP.
Chat more about stamina damage, but with some throwables. For the football and potted plants, they now do stamina damage on hit and block. It was weird that they didn't.
Sure was.
Okay.
You wanna throw some of these at
Alle
me? Check out
Wurfsachen
the
machen
damage.
jetzt
Do football.
Stamina Damage,
You
egal
got
ob
two
man
football.
trifft
That's
oder
all
nicht.
good. Okay, you got the football. He's faking me out. All right, football me. All right, did about 5 on hit. Let's
5
do,
Stamina
football and
Damage.
block. Oops.
Oh. Football first.
Yeah, football and block. Okay, does about 8.
7.
And then let's check out the power plant.
8.
This does more actually. So that does
10.
10 on hit, and then let's check that out on block. About
15,
so
okay,
there you go.
gut.
Little change, but it was weird that they didn't do any stamina damage.
Wir gucken später, Hassan, ich frage dich später nochmal.
With my gold
Aber dieses 750 mit einem Bissen, Junge.
Now let's chat the
Damn.
combo limit, to low blow. We've added a combo limit to it. This is to avoid a team mode infinite.
Das ist für Valoy.
This too on our way over here.
Das ist für Valoy.
Thank you.
Valoy, falls du das siehst, Bruder. Dieser Nerf ist für dich.
Team modes to just do low blows after play dead over and over and over again forever.
Dieser Nerf ist einfach nur für
So we've gone
Valoy.
ahead and made the combo limit on that too. So you can see the second hit is going to drop them to the ground. That doesn't mean you couldn't get a follow up there, Keenan. You go ahead and hit him. There we go. So I
Das
caught him
stimmt.
the dolphin
Das
dive.
hat, achso, stimmt, Sonja, hab ich
Let
vergessen.
me
Der ist
go
wirklich
first
sehr
and we'll
gut.
see if I can get a dolphin dive there.
Sure.
My turn.
Der
your
Move
turn.
ist einfach nur gegen Nerf gegen
Yeah, you
Valoy.
still get something there, but you're not going to be able to loop
Drecksau.
those forever. And
Grüße.
then we did something similar with the Liberate. The Liberate was basically a loop you could do forever and do 20 damage per hit.
Der Emote wird auch genervt. Nee. Nur der Low Blow. Du hast aufstehen. Emote nicht.
Why are you attacking me? You attacked the
I wanted
bot.
the chicken. Thank
Oh,
you.
he's stealing my chicken. I need that to heal because you're gonna beat me up in this demo.
All right.
Thanks. Alright, let's do it one more time. First hit, second hit drops the
Okay,
box.
zweimal. Ja gut, der Move ist useless. Scheiß auf den.
We've also modified the controls for get-up actions so that pressing dash will no longer trigger a dodge, and we ensured that you can still dodge with the dodge input where expected by adding an
Das
input
Golde schicken
slot
ist
window,
krass, ja.
no matter which trigger you hit first.
Okay, so the wording there may be a little confusing, but what this means is that wake up dash exists now. So I'm going to show you. Keenan, can you just Irish whip me or something? Or do the highest damage knockdown possible? Hold on, let me eat some food. Alright, Irish whip me. So I'm going to mash dash, which would normally dodge, but now it doesn't anymore. And now I just get up. I actually don't dodge. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do
Morgens ziehen
wake up
wahrscheinlich
dodge
schon,
by
ja.
hitting the actual dodge inputs, which is dash and block together.
Bruder,
And I
Hassan
still
das
get
Ende.
dodge as expected. And we've put the appropriate, you know,
Ja.
we call it a slop window there.
Nur
so
da-
that
nur
you
da
have to
gibt
hit
es das
block
Eumel.
a little bit before dash, or dash a little bit before block. You're still going to get the dodge you expect at the cost you expect. But what's really interesting is,
Glaub ich.
Keenan, can you throw me onto the ground one more time? I'm going to just mash dash as I get up here. You can actually get up and dash pretty
Okay.
fast. So wake up dash is now an option, which is actually really great because what would happen a lot
Ist nicht
in the
schlimm.
previous
Wake
version,
up
Keenan,
dash
you
ist
get in
okay.
this ring
Kann man
where you
machen.
pretend it's like the
Mehr
the
Möglichkeiten.
in the game.
Yeah.
So Keenan would throw me out of the ring with Irish Whip or something like that. He's trying to ring me out, and I need to get back in. Oh, there's a wall. Let's try it again. I need to get back in really quick. So what a lot of people would do is they do like wake up block and then mash dash, and they'd get
Ja,
they'd get
okay.
a dodge roll. They'd lose all their time doing that.
Ist
So,
aber
yeah,
okay.
so now
Warum
what
nicht?
it'll
Kann man
look
ja
like is
hinzufügen.
Keenan will
Santi,
throw
ist
me
ja in
out.
Ordnung.
I mash dash.
Man kann direkt los. Ist okay, ist gut. Why not?
So much faster.
Ist
This
gut.
is going to lower your frustration when you're at low timers and people are throwing you out of the ring.
So kann man schneller reinrennen in den Ring, wenn man rausgeeiwischt wird oder
I
so.
really like that change.
Ist gut, why not?
Next, we fixed an issue where the Woo perk would allow you to cancel Charge Chop directly into special moves. We also found an issue where it would also allow the Woo version of Charge Chop to cancel into a jump. But we like this functionality, so we've extended it to the normal version of Charge Chop.
Yeah. So charge chop,
Hab ich zugehört.
when you had
Was?
the Woo perk, was actually a little bit different in the game's scripts and codes and stuff, and it would allow you to hit somebody like block this, Keenan. It would allow you to hit somebody and then cancel directly into like a hitting type vicious move, like a vicious mist or liberate, and
Okay.
actually create a situation that was nigh impossible to escape. So we got rid of that.
Ja, oder?
But what we also found on the Woo version of Charge Chop was that after somebody blocked,
Das Ding ist,
you
ich
were
habe
able
den
to jump out
Popcorn-Bug noch
pretty
nie
early.
gesehen,
And
ne?
that seemed pretty harmless and felt like it led to some pretty cool offense and a good reward.
Ich weiß gar nicht, was ihr alle damit habt. Ich hab das noch nie gesehen.
So we took that feature and added it to the normal Charge Chop so that both the regular Charge Chop and the Woo version have parity and they can both do that thing.
Gotcha. Thanks for the explanation.
Mhm.
Next up, we've changed air dodge cancel costs for the Rocket family, Dive family, and Edge family.
Er hat Cancel Costs für
now
Rocket.
gets a bailout on hit, even
Rocket
if it misses
nerfed
for the
oder was?
reduced cost air dodge cancel.
All right, let's check it out. So the air dodge costs about that much normally. If I do an air dodge cancel on hit, it costs significantly less than on miss.
In 4 Tagen, Panzer.
I guess I could do a rocket jump here and then air dodge cancel, and now you can see it costs what it normally costs. Instead of costing like 60, I lose a pretty normal amount here, and that adds a lot of usefulness to
Rocket OP!
reversal,
Rocket OP!
and not lose
Kappa.
all of your stamina for having done it. What's next?
Yeah. So the air version of Dive also gets a normal air bailout rules.
Nee,
and
war
costs
nicht so,
immediately
Santi.
after it can hit. But a little bit after that, it gains the ability to use bailout on hit at the
Jungs,
reduced
Rocket
cost,
Meter Kappa.
anytime while falling.
So let's check this out. If I use air dolphin dive on Keenan and then I mash, you can block this, Keenan. If I mash dodge, you can see I did the ground dodge because I locked on. So I'll do it from a little farther
Hauen
away
wird doch
like this.
keiner.
I'm just gonna miss. Let me get my own stamina. And I
Mein
did
neuer
not
Main
hit my
Move.
stamina.
Yep.
I just lost like all of it.
Take Notes! Holt die Notizbücher raus, Leute.
But what we did was we made it so that if you wait a little bit longer after the dolphin dive, after the hitting portion, and then you
Ja,
air dodge,
Squats kann sein.
it actually just costs the normal amount, which feels really good because it's
Das ist
really
hoffentlich neue Leute locken. Ich hoffe doch. Das Spiel ist auf jeden Fall einfacher geworden, ne?
with it and even how far
Das
you
Ding
can
ist,
shoot
das
from
muss
the
sein. Das Spiel muss einfacher werden.
that
Der Grund, guck mal, Rumbleverse hat
That was
Potenzial,
really nice as well.
das krankste Game
The
zu
last one
werden,
you mentioned was the Edge
aber
family, right?
wenn es zu
Yeah, so
schwer
that
ist,
is
spielt es
now
keiner.
using the bailout on
Und das
Mist
Game ist jetzt deutlich einfacher und
Oh, it was
noobfreundlicher
using the bailout on
geworden. Das ist
Mist
gut.
sorry, and that has now been
Das ist
corrected.
gut. Spielen mehr
so we
Leute.
got those really expensive, like 70
Müsst es auch so sehen.
air dodges after bailing out of the Edge family, and now costs significantly less to do that.
Geht das nicht
Getting
mehr?
your air
Oder hat er
dodge,
verkackt?
Bailout conversions off of the jagged edge is much easier stamina cost wise now, which I really
Und auch das mit den Irish Whips. Hört sich auch scheiße an, aber ist für Noobs gut.
Na
Na okay, es geht. Na, da verkackt.
somebody off of. And this really opens up the door for the kinds of setups and combos you can start using jagged edge, which I really like.
Right, I love it. I'm a huge Edge fan, and now I'm gonna be using it even more.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Ey, das ist deren
The team
Stream-Kia, die hat
wanted to make the
Internetprobleme.
Rocket family more appealing, and so we made that the following changes. We've made the Rocket family
Okay.
send you even higher into the air than.
Was kommt jetzt?
in the
Rocket.
demo.
Rocket
I'm gonna
Buffs.
start from the bottom of this ramp.
Rocket
We'll hit
Buffs.
the rocket jump. This is the blue
Komm.
one. And I almost
Okay.
made it up to
Man
the
springt
scaffold.
damit höher.
That's an improvement from how high it went before. We'll go ahead and give that a full charge to see how high we get.
Krass.
Oh yeah, I can easily make it up on the scaffolding now. That's a
Scots,
nice
mal gucken.
increase. We'll check out the skyrocket.
Skyrocket.
Here. That makes it basically to the bottom of the scaffolding uncharged, but fully charged. That's
Jungs,
all the way up on the high.
ich verarsche euch nicht. Wird eine Rocket Meter.
Very, very nice increase.
Wird eine Rocket
on the
Meter.
Skyrockets and the rocket jump, and that's all we did to it. Just kidding. What else did we do to it?
We've also changed the knockback.
Ja, Kia, die hat
Rocket family to
Internetprobleme.
now launch enemies into the air for a follow-up attack. This works great with vicious attacks that deal lots of extra damage from high elevation.
Ja, Sumo ist jetzt
Check it
useless.
out. I'm gonna
Sumo
hit
ist
Keenan with
tot.
the blast from the rocket jump. He comes up with me, and then he falls down and takes 7 fall damage.
Okay.
So let's
Man
check out
könnte
the
damit
damage
kombon.
on our basic vicious attack. This is a 210. That's a move
Man
that
kann mit
does
der
extra
Rocket nun
damage.
komboen, weil man mit in die Luft fliegt. Das ist vielleicht
Let's also
interessant
do
für ein paar
little
so
science here. Rocket jump
Comedy-Kills, weißt du?
into our Izuna drop 224, so we got a little bit of an
Chokeslam
increase.
kommt noch.
Let's do a charged rocket jump.
Ja, für so ein paar
See if we
Comedy-Kills.
can get off that.
Why not?
261. All right, we're getting up there now. Let's check out Skyrocket.
Ey Leute, nicht pennen gehen, wir zocken gleich noch. Ich will gleich noch ein bisschen zocken mit euch.
All right, we got 2. I think it was 40.
Ja, Rocket hat
Expected, but it's a little lower than the
Polizei.
fully charged rocket jump. Now let's do the fully charged Skyrocket and see what we get.
Man fliegt echt hoch, muss man sagen.
Oh,
Was?
288. Not bad.
Also
So we
sieht
pair this with
Sieht
moves
super
like,
lustig aus, aber für so eine Combo auf
Perfect
süß.
I keep not finding it.
Für so eine Combo auf süß, für so...
So, you know, we got Crusher here. This does a lot
Für...
of extra damage.
Ja, why not, ja,
I made
Digga.
the classic mistake with this combo. If I hold the direction, when I hit with this rocket, it pulls me away from Keenan too much. So when you're trying to do combos with rocket, try not to hold the direction. So
Kia, hast du das Update gesehen? Dazu ist Sumoslap wirklich Trash. Sumoslap ist komplett Trash. Sumoslap ist tot.
Not bad at all. And of course, you can use this in
Rocket
combos.
ist
So a
useful,
good
Jungs.
example of
Pusht
how
euch, wichtig.
to get your wall splat
An
in.
alle Rocket-Believer.
And I landed it first try. Yay.
Da sind aber coole
You're gonna
Kombos
see a
damit
video
möglich,
later
das
where I
muss
did
man
not
sagen.
land it the first try a lot of times, but that was weeks ago when this was a new feature and I hadn't learned as much about how to use it well. You can get it off a charge chop too. I'll probably drop this because it's a lot harder. Yeah, but you can definitely get it off a charge chop with a little practice. That I did it. Yes. Okay, cool. So this really opens the door to quite a lot of damage. It's a move that
Rocket
you
Jump
can,
plus Cosmo Kick.
move around the world with.
Potenzial.
And, apply all kinds of pressure with from above, especially in team modes. But it's also now a move that can help you convert pretty heavy combo damage.
Yeah.
But there's one more change we added to the Rocket family to make sure.
Ja,
that
Kia,
you
Sumoslap
really
ist
didn't want to
useless. Sumoslap macht keine Wallsplates
Yeah,
mehr
so Rocket family, now
Langsamer
you can unpocket a weapon
und
sooner
du
after
fliegst
it is
zu
done
Boden.
launching you.
Also
Give players more
ist
flexibility
komplett
in what kinds
tot.
of actions
Schlechtester Move
they
im
wanna
Spiel.
perform after using it.
Yeah, so I'll say this doesn't really work with the charge.
Kann sein,
Rocket
XXP, dass
because
es
it puts you
geht.
into this special falling state. But
Okay.
if you do the uncharged versions, you used to have to wait till you were almost landed to pull out an item. So I'll hit Skyrocket, and then I'd have to pull out an item about here. And it's like,
Oh, es gibt Loot Crates und so, Kia.
now what I can do is I can hit it, I can pull out the weapon up here, and I can immediately come back down with an unblockable basically
Okay.
match strike.
Ist cool.
And of course I could, if I got a lot of stamina, I can go way up here and do something exactly like that as well.
Ist cool, ist
Big
cool.
unblockable weapon
Rocket
on
OP.
Your Skyrockets.
Rocket
so that's a
OP.
really useful thing as well, but it's not only useful for attacking. Also, if you're running away from somebody, just the ability to pull out this chicken before I land is a huge advantage for me being able to, you know, heal up before they.
Ja, Sumoslap wird es nicht mehr geben.
As well. I think the value of this move
Leute, die noch Sumoslap spielen, haben das Update nicht angesehen.
For that. And I tend to pick it up every time I see it these days. I think it's a blast. Sorry again to play. And I think you will.
Ich finde das Update auch sehr cool bisher, ohne Witz. Ich weiß nicht, was ihr alle habt. Ich finde das Update bisher sehr, sehr cool.
Don't think it's like an automatic. Yep. You gotta get into the nice radius of the.
By the way, follow so kostenlos. Push durch.
Again, don't hold the direction. Like if I hold forward towards Keenan when I hit the button, I like go past him and then I can't get the follow up. You really need to make sure you don't hold the direction as this goes off. That way you're in the right range for that follow up. So that's my biggest tip to you if you're trying to do these combos is don't hold a direction. I made that mistake for like 2 weeks. Again, you're gonna see a video later where I criticize myself for that. So
definitely some new muscle memory to establish.
Yes, for sure.
Welcome new and improved Rocket family. Next
Ja,
up,
wird halt, ja.
weapon block VFX have changed to indicate that it is an improved version of blocking. While blocking with a weapon, you will not take stamina damage from incoming attacks, and you will not be stamina broken.
Yeah, that's very
This is
true. Keenan,
garnish.
can you block? Can you hold the block? All right. Now check out what my block looks like when I'm holding a weapon. Oh, it's so sparkly and nice.
Okay, neuer Block.
I think it just looks awesome, but it's also a way to maybe hint at players that there's something better about blocking with a weapon, and that is that you do not take stamina damage when blocking with a weapon. So if Keenan tries to attack my shield here, I will not lose any stamina no matter what he tries. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to make this change to maybe help people discover this feature.
Man kriegt kein Stamina-Damage, wenn man mit einer Waffe blockt.
And oil drum item cards previously stated vicious stuns, which was not true. Also, these did unusually high stamina damage only when thrown.
What?
To make this more deliberate, we've removed
Warum?
the vicious stuns text.
Da werden ja Waffen noch
the high
OPer.
stamina damage text and made the following changes.
Yeah, it was a little haphazard that it only did high stamina damage when thrown and not on any of its.
Dann
other
werden
moves.
alle am Ende
So,
mit Waffen
we wanted
rumstehen.
to make that something that we actually did on purpose, more deliberately. So here we go. It's a high stamina damage.
Okay.
weapon now. It does not stun on vicious.
Okay.
It never did, so it shouldn't have said that. So Keenan's going to give us a little demo against me, so you can see the stamina damage here. First, we're going to go with the smash, which is the second hit of the basic combo. This increased to 60 on hit. It used to be 8. This is a huge increase, and 30 on block. So go ahead, Keenan. That's massive stamina.
Woo!
Let's go ahead and block.
60 Stamina zieht das.
Pretty
Hier
big chunk of
für
stamina. That's a
30
big
ungefähr.
increase.
Was geht,
And then on
Toxa?
the vicious bash, which is the vicious move for this, it used to be 20, now it does 30. So go ahead and do that. Can't block that.
30.
So that's a pretty good chunk. And of course, it still does a phenomenal amount of stamina damage when thrown.
Okay.
Go ahead and chuck that at me. Yeah, it's like 75. It's
Sie
pretty nuts.
75.
You want to throw it at me one more time and I'll block
Aber
it.
ohne Witz, das ist nicht schlimm, finde ich, weil das Construction Barrel war schon eins der schlechtesten Waffen.
Yeah, we just wanted to make that more
Ja,
deliberate, so
Toxa,
it
ist
felt like
lustig, könnte cool werden. Ich finde das Update bisher sehr, sehr gut, ohne Witz. Ich finde es sehr gut.
We have made
Ist halt
some adjustments to how
noob-freundlicher geworden, ne? Ich finde das gut. Vielleicht kommen dann noch mehr Leute. Moin, Levin.
Another nearby player if you aim in that direction, but you will not lose your current target if no new target is available.
Das ist wichtig. Ich habe so oft
So thankful for this.
Kia, ich lade uns morgen auch ein Video hoch, wo ich alles nochmal erkläre. Aber der Stern für deine... Es gibt jetzt Lootboxen. Ja, diese Loot-Drops. Und du kannst sie mit den Key aufmachen. Der Stern gibt volle Superstar-Meter. Das Schicken gibt 57 Leben mit dem Perk, sonst 500. 4 Aufladungen. Und der Trank gibt 3 Minuten Stamina-Regeneration. Richtig krass.
It feels really good and it should prevent you from having those whoopsie moments where you happen to.
Aber wie gesagt, Leute, für alle, die das verpasst haben, ich lade morgen ein Video dazu hoch, zu den Änderungen und übermorgen zu Balance Changes, also seid gespannt.
Found that after Meditative's nerfs, players are getting very little value out of it. We tried doubling the healing speed of Meditative to see if that would help in our internal playtests and found a sharp rise in the desirability of the perk. Let us know how this feels and we will continue to monitor
Gegen
the
Teamer
state
kann man
of
nichts
this
machen.
perk and make additional changes if
Ist unmöglich.
Yeah, there's another reason.
Außer die bannen welche, aber in-game was gegen Teamer machen ist nicht möglich.
Try and get me to about 100 health or something.
Kia.
I'm looking back and forth at this.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I got 417 now. 254. That's good. I'm at 34. Okay, let's check out the meditation speed now.
Oh, Meditation?
Significantly faster.
Okay, die Meditation wurde...
So, you know, meditate is going to announce to everybody that you're low on health, but this may be a lot more valuable.
Okay, Meditation ist jetzt deutlich schneller.
Marker quite a bit faster. And again, there's another reason we did this that we will get to in just a moment.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. So for this last one, we've got a video for you.
Finde ich auch gut.
We can transition to that, please.
Yeah, as they transition, you want to read the little intro?
Okay, das kommt jetzt
So
ein...
the team has made a few major changes to the way the final ring works to improve the pacing of the end game.
Okay,
We can tune a few of these parameters via hotfix, so let us know after a few weeks of play how things are feeling, and we may be able to make some improvements.
Yeah, so we got a
und
video
hier
right
im
now.
Custom
The
Mode
first
sieht
change
man
I
jetzt
wanna go over
Kills und
really
alles.
quickly is that superstar meter gain from taking damage will decrease the longer the match goes on, eventually reaching 0. This means you'll still be able to gain meter normally from attacking, emoting, and other means, but this should drastically reduce the number of occurrences of a high health player getting wailed on and constantly being able to use comeback. But what you're seeing in the video now is I'm zooming in on the ring very closely because it is closing. It is moving no matter what.
okay, das wird
So
immer
that's the other
kleiner.
change. People are fighting, and the ring will always be shrinking, no matter what. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's just shrinking really, really, really slow. But eventually, the ring is going to.
Der Heal an sich, Toxa.
The final size used to be 500 units. The new final size is going to be 1,200 units, which is quite a bit bigger than it used to be. And there's a good reason for that as well. I'm having my players here in this video stop fighting for a moment so that we can shrink to final size and see why. And the reason is that after reaching the smallest possible size, the final ring is now going to move in a straight line in a random direction at a steady pace until either a winner is crowned or everyone gets pushed into the ocean. Much like Juicy Fruit, this final ring is going to move you. So let's check out the gameplay here. The ring is starting to move right
Der Ring
now.
wird immer
Of course, everyone's
kleiner.
instructed to fight it out as if it's a normal match, though they did get a heads up on what I was filming here and equipped moves that they felt were
Immer noch
ideal for the
50%
circumstance.
Spyro.
So we'll see how it goes. If we want to kind of call the match, do some commentary. I don't know if Keenan's seen this clip at all, but if you want
Ist die
to
Zone bis komplett tot? Also,
I'm seeing probably
nein, nicht jetzt.
a priority on Cosmo shot. I've loved the move always. I'd probably grab it in this situation as well because I see that this ring is heading towards the water.
It is. They all head towards the water eventually, right? They might send you straight into the water immediately. They may cross the entire island before they get there. This one's headed towards the river. We'll see if our players have
Okay,
a sick move.
aber die Zone geht immer zum Wasser hin. Das bedeutet, am Ende sind alle im Wasser, wenn man bis dahin nicht gekämpft hat. Das heißt,
Where it is right here,
Schutz
actually, I think
gegen
there's like a
Camper.
in the middle, so potentially,
Schutz
you know,
gegen
they could
Camper,
go
Leute.
across that boat, playing over the danger of the boat or the water around it, and then seeing what happens next. So.
Right. This
Schutz
landing
gegen
mechanic really
Camper.
covers the value of a lot
das
of
moved
things.
immer weiter zum Wasser, bis alle im Wasser drin
Basically
sind.
useless at the speed it was healing in a moving final ring.
Das ist gut.
And now you
Das ist
can
sehr
actually
geil.
use it to sneak in some heals because it
Das ist sehr cool.
sped up so much.
Ohne Witz.
But there are a lot of things like that. You know, giant swing. Oh,
Finde
I
ich
only take
super.
it if we're near the water. You're eventually always going to be near the water now if you last long enough or if your opponents last long enough. So
Team wird
maybe
unterbunden.
having one of those in your
Campen
pocket
wird
is
hart
good.
unterbunden. Sehr gut.
You're just going to have to re-experience the game and notice that the value of a lot of things.
Ey, und dann Rocket. Und dann am Ende Rocket, um in der Luft zu bleiben, Junge.
Appreciate with this is, you know, when there's like that random crate super far away that you're not going to be able to reach.
Am Ende,
Different crates
der
for
mit
different
Rakete
items in the
gewinnt.
environment, or maybe, you know, a pole.
Aber ich weiß nicht, wie das im E-Sport werden soll.
So
It
different
might move past the
environmental.
vendor.
Yeah, there you go. So those vendors.
Ich will sehen, wie die ins Wasser fliegen. Nicht kämpfen, bitte.
Big hit into the water from Nate.
Ich sag euch Rocket
And,
Meter.
oh, okay. We're not gonna have to cross the river. Looks
Ah,
like he got
schade.
it. But the ring was going over this.
Das ist
boat,
aber
so
cool.
crossing would have been
Das ist sehr cool.